A giant in the Rockies. Returned to 98, a time when I was naught but a country boy, wandering the heart of Colorado's wilds. October painted the land with gold and crimson, setting the stage for an elk hunt that etched itself into my memory, like a mark carved on an ancient tree. Armed with my rifle and a stubborn spirit, I ventured into the woods on a chilly, misty morn. The sun's rays were timid on the horizon, casting eerie shadows that danced among the trees. Those woods were like an old friend, but there was an odd tension lurking underneath days. Melted into nights, nights into days, as I tracked the elk's mournful call through the wilds. On a foggy morn, that call beckoned me deeper, and that's when I sensed it. A presence, ancient and cryptic, beyond ordinary creatures. As the sun painted the sky with shades of orange and pink, the woods changed, shadows twisted, and the wind whispered secrets that sent shivers down my spine. It felt like the trees themselves tried to talk, to share stories untold. And then came the night, a night that would stain my memory forever. The air turned cold. The woods fell quiet, reverent. His wild red hair blazed like fire, his skin a pale moonlight glow. But it wasn't just his size that gripped me. His hands had 6 fingers and toes each, and he clutched a gnarled wooden club with a familiarity that hinted at ages past. His eyes held curiosity and something primal, like a storm gathering on the horizon. "Lost you," he rumbled, his voice like distant thunder. "Me watch, wonder if you worth trouble." My grip on the rifle tightened, heart racing. "Who are you?" I managed, my voice trembling. "Names not matter here," he said, a crooked grin forming. "Survival matter." His words hung heavy like the morning mist. Something about him unsettled me, but I couldn't quite tell if he was jesting or genuinely pondering a meal. "You're different," he mused, his voice slow. "Most run, beg." You strong." I met his gaze, locking eyes. "You think you can take me?" A rumbling laugh, like distant thunder, echoed. "Long time since I eat." The tension thickened, like the air before lightning strikes. I couldn't decide if he joked or planned to feast on me. The moonlight played tricks on his features, revealing a visage part man, part ancient mystery. As dawn broke, he gestured to the woods. "Time go, boy. Not worth trouble." I hesitated, caught between fascination and primal fear. But the hunter in me won. He grinned, feral glint in his eyes. "We see." With that, he turned, fading into shadows, leaving me alone with my thoughts and the fading light. The woods, enshrouded in eerie stillness, held secrets close, waiting to unveil them in due time. I lingered, rifle heavy in my grip, pondering the enigmatic dance of the wild. The dance that had embraced both my spirit and this otherworldly giant. Days turned to nights, and I remained in my camp, the tent walls a fragile barrier between me and the unknown. The memory of the giant's looming form haunted my dreams, the sound of his broken speech echoing through my mind. Fear coiled in my chest, a tight grip that held me in place even as my desire to hunt propelled me forward. The night's symphony of sounds, rustling leaves, distant howls, rustling leaves, distant howls, became a constant reminder of the wild's dominion. I sat in my tent, rifle at my side, eyes flicking to shadows that danced beyond the fire's glow. The encounter with the giant had shaken my belief in the untamed boundaries, making me acutely aware of my vulnerability. In the pre-dawn light, I rose, steeling myself for another day's pursuit of the elusive elk. My heart pounded, a mix of anticipation and dread gnawing at me. As I ventured deeper into the woods, the giant's presence seemed to linger in the air, a spectral echo of our encounter. The elk's call, once an alluring melody, now carried an undercurrent of unease. My pursuit became more cautious, each step punctuated by a lingering glance over my shoulder. The forest, once a source of solace, now held shadows that whispered of things I couldn't comprehend. Hours turned to days, and my resolve wavered. Yet the hunter within me pressed on, desire and trepidation warring within my heart. With each footfall, I retraced paths we had once walked together, paths that now seemed tainted by the memory of that towering figure. And then there it was, the elk, a majestic creature amidst the trees. My heart quickened, fingers instinctively tightening around the rifle. The tension in the air was palpable, a premonition of something lurking on the edge of my awareness. As I steadied my aim, a chill breeze rustled the leaves, carrying with it an unsettling whisper. But my grip on the rifle didn't falter. I squeezed the trigger. Then all of a sudden, a chill traced my spine. I turned, heart in my throat, to see the giant emerge from the shadows. His form a reminder of my vulnerability. Fear gripped me, a fear that eclipsed any bravado I once held. "Leave me be," he grinned, eyes gleaming like twin embers in the darkness. "Not your land, not your beast." My words faltered, the weight of his presence rendering me mute. I watched, helpless, as he approached the elk with a fluid grace that belied his size. There was a reverence to his movements, a claim staked in the moonlit night. With a slow, deliberate motion, he knelt beside the fallen elk, his fingers brushing its still warm flank. I stood, rifle forgotten, as he murmured words in a language foreign to my ears. The woods seemed to respond, a symphony of rustling leaves and sighing winds enveloping us. And then, with a final glance my way, the giant rose, the elk draped over his immense shoulder. He turned, beginning his retreat into the shadows, leaving me standing there, a spectator to a dance I couldn't fathom.